ChatGPT Turbo, aka ChatGPT 4.0, is now out. Designed to be faster and more efficient compared with the standard ChatGPT 4, we're going to be using it to find Amazon FBA product ideas. I see something completely insane. If we just ask it, I want to build a brand with enthusiast repeat customers. Can you list 10 niches where this is possible? So we have fitness and wellness. For each of these, it's going to give us a few ideas, and be sure to stick around because we're going to be leveraging all these ideas and actually turning them into more that we can go and look at Amazon. Pet care, hobbies and crafts, beauty and skincare, gaming, outdoor and adventure, healthy living and nutrition, home decor and improvement, baby and parenting, sustainable and eco-friendly. It's the first one that's not really a niche. Strategies for building a brand in these niches, and then it goes into some detail about what we should be focusing on. Okay, so the ones that caught my attention were definitely pet care, hobbies and crafts, and probably outdoor and adventure. What we can do is say something like, for 3, which is hobbies and crafts, can you provide 10 specific products these customers would buy? And now what we have here are search terms, because now I go to Amazon with these search terms and I see if there's any brand building potential. We already know the customer is an enthusiast. It's pretty built into the question that we already asked. And ChatGPT does a pretty good idea of identifying some of those. Like when you say an enthusiast repeat purchase product, they are all, everything we read would be considered those things. So what I can do now is I can take something like, let's do maybe model building kits. Okay, and let's go open up Amazon. So there's of course Lego. That's one that I didn't really think of. I was picturing more along the lines of these wooden model building kits. Those ones seem to be few and far between. There's a little bit of these like Goldberg style ones that are kind of interesting. That's selling quite a bit. One thing that I see here is the repeat purchase on any individual SKU is not really going to be there. That is, I think, an important part of where I would want to build a brand, is just being able to scale up a handful of SKUs, not having to launch 100 products to scale the brand. So we can just back out of that one and just try something else. We already have Amazon open. We do like scrapbooking materials. Now again, these are very broad search terms. We would want to obviously confirm that there is search volume here. We can do that with a tool like Helium 10's X-ray keywords. There'll be a link in the description for 25% off. I love this software. It's all that I use for my Amazon FBA business, and I would happily recommend it to anyone who needs a software for checking into this stuff. I'm gonna break it down into related keywords with their associated search volume, so I can see things like scrapbook supplies. The broad thing that ChatGPT literally put scrapbooking, well, they put scrapbooking materials. This version of that phrase has 81,000. What I'd be looking for here specifically are old, boring markets in which the customer would still care about getting a better option. Maybe we go for like, okay, hot glue sticks. Let's actually check this one out. Open that in a new tab and let's see. So obviously there's going to be a big market for more for less here. I see Gorilla Glue is here. What are they doing? So they are selling 45 for $8 instead of 200 for 15. So twice as expensive, and they sell 3,000 a month, which is interesting. So clearly there is some effect that brand authority is having on even a product as what most would consider to be a commodity as hot glue sticks, right? So is it the perfect example of like an enthusiast customer where they're excited to buy a better option? No, not necessarily, but if they care about doing arts and crafts in which they can trust that the hot glue is not the same hot glue in which children would do their crafts that fall apart a week later, and they want incredibly durable, long-lasting, like super hot glue, then clearly they would be willing to pay more for that, because they are. I can see it right here. Where this starts to fall short on my specific criteria is not would they buy from a big name brand, but would they buy from a new disruptive brand that is going to charge more than the old boring brand. And to be fair, Gorilla is a pretty good brand. It's not necessarily boring. One of the ways that I vet that is I want to see that off of Amazon, there is a brand that sells a higher quality version of this product for more, there are community posts and YouTube video comments and social media posts about this specific product, not just the niche, this product itself, and what the quality of it is, and if anyone has recommendations or ideas on what the best hot glue stick is. You see what I'm saying? Because when we start to get that level of interest, that's the same level of interest that carries over into whether they're going to spend more on your well-branded one or not. What we can actually do is take hot glue sticks, go back to ChatGPT and say, is there a large enough group of enthusiast customers who would buy a new, more expensive hot glue stick? Key factors to consider. Okay, here. Hot glue sticks, all commonly considered a basic crafting supply, can indeed attract a niche market of enthusiasts willing to pay for a higher quality or specialized versions. Now it's giving us some criteria by which to assess that decision. Well, the market, here we go, conclusion. While the market for hot glue sticks is generally seen as commodity-based, there is a potential to carve out a niche for higher end products by targeting serious crafters and professionals. Offering specialized high quality glue sticks with unique features can attract a dedicated customer base willing to pay a premium for enhanced performance and reliability. So what we can do now, which is really actually quite cool, is we can go to, let's go to Gorilla. First of all, I wonder how much they're selling. It's like 7,000 times $8 or something. But that's not always accurate. So I use Helium 10's X-ray to just verify. So they're doing actually 13,000 sales per month, not 7,000 plus, and 116,000 revenue. Okay, so cool. We'll open this up. I'm gonna go down to the ratings. They have really good ratings, by the way. Let's check out the listing quality. Because as we said, this is twice as expensive as everyone else. Go to ratings, and what we can actually do, we don't even have to read these. We can come up here. You should read them, but go to Review Insights, Helium 10 extension. And this will load in a bunch of product reviews, written reviews that we can export. And then what I can do is I can take advantage of that super fast processing time of the new ChatGPT, and I can read all of the information at once and get some ideas and build a customer avatar off of that. So let me upload this document. Okay, there we go. So I've just attached that spreadsheet that I just downloaded off of, or exported off of Helium 10. And what I can do is say, I have uploaded a spreadsheet containing customer reviews for one of my competitors. Can you read these reviews and create a customer avatar based on the collective opinions of these customers? Okay, here we go. So we're already going. It's like 6 seconds. It's actually summarizing that spreadsheet in that amount of time. That's insane. I wouldn't have even been able to read a review. I was barely even able to speak just now. So that goes to show you how quick I would have done it. Key insights from reviews. So product performance. Positive. Many customers praise the glue sticks for their strong bonding, reliability in various conditions. Okay, cold and rain. Interesting that we brought that up, because maybe we go for, like I said, this is not a hot glue for crafts. This is a hot glue for like serious jobs, and versatility across different projects. Okay, negative. Customers complain about the glue's effectiveness for specific crafts, especially those requiring precision. The demographics are crafters and enthusiasts, which we definitely know, but professionals. Small businesses like Etsy shop owners who need high quality and reliable adhesive solutions. See, this is what I'm talking about. You can sleep on a market that looks like a commodity from the outside that just contains old, boring competitors. But sometimes if you find a very specific group of 3,000-4,000 people who are using this product every single month and would buy the one that's like for them. Like, this is hot glue for professionals, right? And we make this really cool brand mascot and just make it the clear choice, and just make sure it's not vastly more expensive than everything else. Bring more value, make it a more fun experience to buy, and do it at the same price. Now, I know that sounds hard, but I was able to do it in my market. The commodities, the really easy things to source, are the places where this gets easier to do, because the products aren't expensive. And often the brands that exist in these places don't care about marketing in a new, modern, fun way. for a very specific niche audience. Which brings me to my next point, which is there's this idea of going really niche or going super broad. Both work, okay? Both work. Depending on the nature of the product, it's going to depend on what you want to do. In this case, where there are already so many specific cheap options for the masses, I'm going, who's the group of really professionals who'd be willing to pay more and care about a improved brand aesthetic being here with an improved formula. And then naturally what's going to happen is that there's going to be a contingent of the customers who currently buy the cheap ones that will see the cooler one that's more joyful to interact with and also buy some of that. So you're capturing a lot of the professionals, and then you might also be capturing some of that other audience, and that's for a niche. The other idea is I'm not going to build it for professionals. I'm going to build it for everyone, but I'm going to make it the most fun one to interact with, and there's going to be some proprietary element that I'm adding that is vastly superior to what currently exists. And like I said, both work. It just depends on the nature of the market you're entering. But when we're looking at this market, you can see what I'm talking about when I say old and boring, right? And it wouldn't be hard to understand how if you were able to sell in that kind of $10, $12 range where everyone is expecting to, if you were to put something in, be sure to stick around because we're going to actually be developing this in real time. I want to show you something else really cool I've been using ChatGPT for. Develop a mock-up, 3D mock-up of what your main image would look like for this specific product. And then you can just go through, back through your list of ideas and crush a bunch of different mock-ups and see which one you like best. Like I was saying, it's not hard to see how if you had the clear choice here that looks different than everything else that grabs your attention and makes you want to learn more, how that would get you sales. I mean, it will get you more sales if you have higher click-through rate and better listing than everyone. Now, what's really cool about this is we can actually come down and look at the customer avatar that was created as well, right? There's more things we can read about the nature of the customer reviews, but let's look at the customer avatar that was crafted. And what I'm really excited to see is that the occupation of the customer avatar, which means this must have been in a high enough quantity of phrasings that it would include it here. Like, I use this because I own an Etsy shop kind of thing. That's exactly what we were looking for. And doesn't it make sense that the one that was more of a specialty product, the Gorilla, that was twice as expensive, is the one who's getting these customers? That's a really good thing to see. Mid to high income, reflecting willingness to invest in quality supplies, married to children, also enjoying crafting, passionate about crafting, quality driven. Okay, quality materials enhance the look of her projects, environmentally conscious, okay, non-toxic, very important, right? That would be something that might be a big part of our listing, even dedicate a whole image to that. Social media savvy, community oriented. And what does this tell me? Not only would there be potential to sell to enthusiast customers, but there also be intention to work with influencers, DIY bloggers to get more traffic to our listing that's external, that we own, that none of our other Amazon competitors can touch. Expand your craft business, improve crafting skills, and engage with the crafting community. So those would be some mission statements for the brand as well, right? Helping professionals expand their craft businesses, right? We can go there. And then when someone sees that, right, if you're an Etsy shop owner and there's this large contingent of people that are actually Etsy shop owners, professional crafters, jewelry makers, or birdhouse builder, whatever that type of person is, we help you grow your craft business. We help you excel in your crafting hobby, coming at it from that angle where it's about the person, not about the glue. Challenges. So finding reliable products, balancing cost and quality, right? This is what I said. It has to still remain affordable. We cannot come in with 45 sticks for $60, right? It's just no one's going to buy that. Marketing strategy. I would say even $30 for that amount of sticks, no one would buy. Okay, they want you to emphasize the premium quality and reliability, quality assurance, provide customer testimonials. So maybe you reach out to a few influencers who are well known in the arts and crafts space with some samples when you get that packaging design. Even pay them to take pictures of themselves with it, write a quick thing for you, right? And you can use that in some of that enhanced brand content or on the listing to prove like, hey, look, we really do work with Etsy shop owners. Okay, now one thing we can do, I know you've been very patient. Thank you for sticking around with me and checking out ChatGPT. Don't leave just yet. We're gonna be building that 3D rendering that we discussed. So what we can do is we can say, can you design in, we'll say in DALL-E. And what I'm gonna say actually is a photorealistic 3D rendering of a cool modern brand of hot glue sticks packaging on a white background. The package design, high contrast, fun artsy colors. Okay, here we go. Ignore some of the like misspellings. Obviously, that's not what we're gonna be using. But here's fun modern packaging inspired by arts and crafts. Okay, this one's a little busy. One thing that I haven't actually tried yet, and by the way, you can get more examples. I already looked through 2 of these. Here's another one. And you can get more examples by just hitting this button. So the regenerate button is kind of a hack. You can just keep having it retry, and I'll show you what that looks like. We'll do one more here, and then I have another trick for you, which I actually haven't done yet, but I just thought of, and I'm gonna ask it to use the customer avatar to build packaging that they would already be inspired by. Okay, it's definitely artsy, a little funky, but I'm gonna re-prompt, and I'm gonna say, can you design in DALL-E a photorealistic 3D rendering of packaging, and let's just say packaging for hot glue sticks on a white background, using the information above in the customer avatar, a design that customer would buy. Okay, let's do this. Let's try from scratch. This time, make it feel boho and less colorful. Boho hot glue sticks. This is totally what I was picturing, but in the wrong way. That's really funny though. Let's try again, but this time make it for people who run an Etsy crafting business. Okay, yeah, now we're getting somewhere. That's actually getting much closer to what I had in mind. We're talking about glue sticks for the Etsy professional. This is getting somewhere. Okay, this is definitely getting somewhere. And then what we could do, of course, use our old friend regenerate and see if there's more along that lines. If you get onto the right track, I would encourage you to regenerate when you're on it, because you can't really regenerate once it's gone by. So don't prompt it again. If you like the general style, but you just want to see more like that, hit regenerate. And there we go. There's yet another one. But like I said, pretty boring commodity market. And you could see how if we had a main image that had that and then glue sticks lined up in front of it, it would certainly get more clicks than what's currently here, assuming you could provide it at a relatively similar price. And that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. If you made it this far, you're a saint. I love you. Thanks so much. Be sure to subscribe down below if this is your first video you've seen from me. If not, if you've seen more videos you haven't subscribed yet, what are you doing? Come on, help me out here. And otherwise, I hope you found this super helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.